Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today. Today is Sunday, March 23rd, 2025. You may follow me on the book, the talk, the tube, the lemonade, the blue sky social, the fan base, the Insta, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, fabulous. Whatever does not fit, please just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. So for some reason this morning when I was doing affirmations and I kept looking into the screen, there was like a shadow over like my mouth, and I kept looking and I was like I look funny. It's still kind of there. It's probably just me. All right. Enough jaw jacking. We're going to use Urban Crow Oracle. One on the table. 3 on the table. Four on the table. Five on the table. 6 on the table. Do 2 more shuffles. I did not do a children's oracle today, and I did not do the dreams and runes. I'll resume those next weekend. I just did some regular affirmations this morning. I was gonna do them, and then I was like, I could technically still do them later for tomorrow, but I don't think I am. Don't be hating. Don't be hating. I'm kidding. You can hate me all you want. I don't care. All right, we got 7 cards at the bottom of the deck. We've got upheaval, observation, growth, abundance, routine, exposed, and release. Bottom of the deck. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. So I feel, somebody who's an upheaval is observing someone else's growth, someone else's abundance. They're recognizing like a pattern with the routine card. Whoever this person that's growing, they're exposed. But whoever's in chaos over here, whoever this person or persons is, they're releasing this. So this is like, pardon me, this is like coming full circle. This is like a karmic coming full circle. A low vibrational person, a toxic person, like hell-bent on finding out information on somebody that's just healing, that's just living their life, that's just growing, changing, evolving, and they're bound and determined to find out some information on this person. And whatever they find, again, with the routine card, the exposed, whatever they find a pattern of something, but it's not negative because they let it go. Like they decide, fuck it, I'm letting it go. Like this is not worth my time anymore. Like how much time have I wasted on this shit? Because whatever they found out about this person that's growing, it's nothing. Like, for example, like if this chaotic person thought that they were gonna find, like, you know, someone doing drugs or hiding drugs, or someone drinking when they said they were sober, or someone having sex when they said they were celibate, they're not finding it. This person is not finding it. It's not happening. The only routine, the only pattern that they're finding from this person who's growing is the growing, the healing, the moving forward, the not looking in the past. That's the only thing that they're finding. That's what they exposed. There's no misdeeds. There's nothing. They have to release it. What are you going to keep looking for? There's nothing there. This is like the karmic dream, right? When the karmic finally decides, well, fuck it, I guess I got to move on. How often do we hear that in a reading? Like, I'm done. I didn't find nothing. I'm done. This still leaves this person in chaos because really deep down they're just in disbelief. You know, if this is like an ex-friend or family member or lover, you know, that moved on with their life and decided, you know, hey, I'm going to get on a healing journey. Hey, I'm going to get on a spiritual journey. I'm going to ditch drugs. I'm going to ditch alcohol. I'm going to become celibate. I'm going to stop gambling. I'm going to stop spending money. Whatever the case may be, this person didn't believe it. So they've been following this person's, pardon me, they've been following this growing person's movements ever since. Ever since. And what was exposed was nothing. It was exactly whatever this person said that they were doing or not doing. I'm healing, I'm growing, I'm changing, I'm moving on. That's it. Nothing else should matter. And in reality, like whoever this is, again, whether it's an ex-friend, an ex-lover, a family member, it's none of their fucking business. It's none of their fucking business. How many times have I told you guys about people from my past? The ex-best friend, ex-lovers. For God's sakes, I don't know what they're doing in there. These cats drive me nuts. The ex-lover that reached out to me like a month and a half, 2 months ago. Well, no, like a month and a half ago. I don't keep track of them every day. Like, I don't get on their social media every day and are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't care. I think I've looked at all of their like Facebook pages like once a year for the last 2 years. It doesn't matter to me. If somebody is out there literally following every one of my movements, like if they're watching everything I post on Facebook, everything I post on TikTok, everything I post here, I feel sad for them. I'm not mad at them. I feel sad for them. What kind of life is that? Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to waste your time like that? Like, go out there and live your life. Seriously. I know I'm cute, but do you really? You don't. It's kind of sad and pathetic. So if anybody were watching me thinking they were going to find out something about me or find out, like, oh, she's a liar, she did this, you're not going to find it. You're not going to find it, because since 2022, I've been nothing but truthful about what I've done, where I've been, who I've been with, who I've not been with, healing, not healing, how long it's taken. Like, my life's an open book. Absolutely an open book. And I've talked about most of it here, you know? So if somebody were to be following every one of my movements, like, she's not drinking, she's telling the truth, she's not drinking. Yeah, I'm not. I haven't had a drink since the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Woo woo. It doesn't matter. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't classify myself as an alcoholic. I classify myself as a binge drinker, because there are times when I drink that I just go crazy. But I can go months, even like technically years without a drink. I don't consider that an alcoholic. You can consider it a variation on the theme for sure. But me deciding not to drink, I just did that because it wasn't doing anything for me. Just like when I was taking gummies, for fun. Half the time they didn't even work. Half the time they didn't do anything. Like, what's the point? Why waste my money? Why waste my time? Seriously. I'm 44 fucking years old. What am I worried about being dependent on alcohol and gummies for? I got better things to do with my time. Drugs are for your 20s, alcohol is for your 30s, and 40s, you're supposed to be wiser, not dumber. No offense. You live your life how you want to live it. But that's how I feel. That's my opinion. And I think about all the things I've accomplished in the last year and a half or so. I probably would not have done that if I was still fucking around, if I was still drinking, if I was still doing gummies. Probably would not. If I hadn't gotten rid of the people in my life that were absolutely horrible people, I probably would, you know what I mean? I probably wouldn't have done a damn thing. All those people held me back. And that's not to say that that's technically their fault. It's just when you get involved with people, certain types of people, and you have an effect on them and they have an effect on you, it's not always positive. And until you release that, sometimes you yourself become stagnant and you don't move, you don't go anywhere. And I don't want to sit in the same place for the rest of my life. What was that? I think it was Shaun of the Dead, but I think there was another movie or TV show where a feminine goes, I don't want to sit at the bar for the rest of my life. I don't want to go hang out at the bar for the rest of my life. I know she said it on Shaun of the Dead, the little blonde, his girlfriend. I can't remember her name. But I could have sworn I heard it somewhere else too. Like a TV show or something. Sometimes you have to do what's right for you. Sometimes people aren't bad people. They just have a negative effect on your life, whether they mean to or not. It doesn't even necessarily mean that every single person that you release is karmic or toxic or low vibrational. Sometimes they're just an average person, but when the two of you get together and you're friends or your family members or your lovers, it just doesn't work out right. It doesn't work in your favor. Like, there's something off about that. And it just means it wasn't meant to be. It just means that person is not a part of your soul tribe, you know? And there's nothing wrong with releasing when you're doing it for your own well-being. I know there was another reader talking about that this morning or yesterday or something. And he was right. Like, you should never feel ashamed or whatever because you had to let something go or let someone go. You have to put yourself first. And again, I think that's why we all get on healing journeys, right? Because we get to that point in our life where we realize we haven't been putting ourselves first. We put literally every other person above us. And then we're like, well, fuck, nobody gives a shit about me. I guess I have to give a shit about me. And that's when you realize, like, I have to cut all these fuckers out of my life. And you're cutting out the people that have something to say about it. Because when you have a friend or a family member or a lover that's like, oh, you're going to see a therapist, you're going to start healing your childhood wounds. Oh, I think that's awesome. You're not going to cut that person out of your life. You're going to cut the one out that goes, healing journey, what do you need that for? You're just fine. That's the person you cut off. That's the person you kick out of your life. People that don't like change. People that don't like change. And don't get me wrong, like, I don't think every person likes every kind of change out there, right? But because there's varying degrees of change in one's life. But for the most part, if you're not open to change, then you're not open to healing. You're not open to growing. You're not open to moving forward in life. And if I'm going to do that, why would I want to surround myself with people that don't want to do that? And it really comes down just to the fact that you have to do for you in spite of others. And it's sad. It is. But you have to do what you have to do for you first. Maybe that person that you let go will figure it out down the line. And then they'll do the same thing. Who knows? I like this. It's a good thing because whoever this chaotic person is, once they release this, hopefully, maybe there'll be some semblance of recognition of the fact that, like, you don't need to follow every person's waking moment, and you don't have to make that a part of your life because it shouldn't be a part of your life. You should focus on other things. This chaotic person should focus on other things. Maybe their life wouldn't be in such chaos, right? Such upheaval if they took care of their own shit and ignored this. We talk about this all the time. It stems from envy and jealousy. People just can't mind their own damn business. Just mind your own business. Who cares? It's none of your business how I spend my day, where I go, how often I go there, how much money I spend here, there, that, and the other. It's nobody's fucking business. And quite honestly, it's kind of sad that people even think it is. Like, why are you worried about other people? Why are you worried about yourself? I also think that when this chaotic person releases this growing person is going to feel it. They're going to know it. Whether they follow that person or not, like, they're going to know it. They're going to, energetically, they're going to know it. Like, that tie is going to be broken finally. And they're going to be like, So, I'm hearing the song from Celine Dion, "A New Dawn," I think is what it's called, right? It's actually one of my favorite songs of hers. I don't want to sing it, it's embarrassing. And I only know a few words, but I'm pretty sure it's called "A New Dawn." It's Celine Dion. Um, and I think it was about her giving birth to her twins, right? Having her twins. I think that's what it was. I don't think it was about her husband. I think it was about when she had the kids. I'm pretty sure. Because maybe when this chaotic person releases this growing person, maybe they'll realize that they don't have to hang on to situations that are just out of their reach. Like this growing person has nothing to do with them. Once this growing person starts growing and learning and healing and moving on, they're out of this person's reach. Like they're over here and they're over here. Like they don't have any say in their life. And maybe they'll realize, like, I released that and let that go. I left myself open for more time for other things. Maybe I can do more positive things, right? Maybe I can figure out my own chaos. Get rid of that shit. All right, I'm going to leave it there because I'm just going to keep saying the same thing over and over again. I hope the message resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. I hope everybody has a good day, a good evening, whatever the case may be. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.